Hi.
Hi, Stefani Domingue, business consultant with ADP.
Good to see you
Nice
again.
to see you again.
Let me introduce you to Charlie Miller. He's our government relations
Nice to meet
officer.
you.
And Sage Thompson.
Hi,
She's
Stefani
our
Domingue.
HR manager.
Very nice.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I just want to thank you today for meeting with me. I know we discussed last meeting some of the concerns you were having.
Yes.
And I know you contacted me and you wanted to, do a follow-up meeting and kind of go over some of those concerns that we had talked about.
That's correct.
So, by the way, I want to thank you for accepting me to your LinkedIn profile. I must admit, you have a very impressive profile.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And you were persistent, so I'm glad to accept the invitation.
I'm glad you accepted it,
Yeah.
too. Also, I just want to set an agenda for today to make sure that we use our time as effective as possible.
Sure.
So there's a few things that I would like to discuss with you. First, I want to revisit what we discussed last meeting. Second, summarize those concerns that you had. And third, explain how ADP can provide a solution for your company. Does this sound good with you?
Both okay with
Does
that?
it sound good?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. If we were to make any modifications to your payroll or HR services, is there anyone else besides these two individuals that would have to be with
No,
us?
as promised from the last meeting, we got together with the board. The board saw fit to have myself sit with Charlie and Sage and make a final determination. So at this point, the right people in the room.
Okay, very good. Well, with that being said, I want to recap what we had discussed last meeting to catch these two up with us. Does that sound good with you? Okay, perfect. So some of the concerns that you had expressed to me was, first, you wanted to emphasize the importance of an automated system, making sure that you could streamline both your payroll and your HR services. Next, you had said how nothing new was actually in place with your company. Then you also implemented and had a concern that the importance of hiring the right people that had the best interests of people's helping people, your organization. And lastly, you don't have a specific process to screen candidates right now. Therefore, you're kind of running into a little bit of a concern when hiring employees because this is having a significant impact on people's helping people's organization. Is this all accurate?
Yeah, that sounds pretty much like a good summary of our last conversation, yeah.
Okay, and is there anything that you would possibly like to add?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. So with ADP, we have an automated system that can streamline both your payroll and your HR systems. Last time I went through with you and I really showed you our ADP Run mobile app and how this could benefit your payroll. And this time I would really like to focus on your HR systems and the concerns that you had with that. Does that sound good?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So with this ADP, we're able to provide you with ways that you can better screen for candidates. I know that was one of your main concerns was that you wanted to look for things that you're inspiring candidates to have. So one of the things that only our company has is we have a template that you can use these characteristics. You can take any of these characteristics and tell us which ones you would like to see an employer for your company have. Say you wanted an employee that has drive, that has hunger to improve, and skills. From there, we would go to our database, and we would pull questions that are directly connected to those attributes. From there, we would implement an integrity test for your company. This would give them a breakdown of all the questions. At the end of it, we would scan through all the results, and we would send this back to you, and we would recommend that you should hire someone that has a score of at least an 80%. Okay. Do you see how people helping people can benefit from this?
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely impressive, but, this really sounds like it's going to be expensive. The more I hear, the more
Definitely.
I'm concerned.
And with one of the things that I did want to discuss with you today is price. I know you are very interested in hearing how much it will cost for you to make this investment.
Yes.
However, I would like to discuss that a little bit later in our meeting and just kind of touch base on some of those concerns that you might have first.
All right, proceed.
Does this sound good?
Continue.
Okay. Also, you had told me how you were looking for someone that had a great job description. You were having trouble going through all of those. And another thing that we do have is our integrity test will also help with those job descriptions and narrowing down, and you can pick through those resumes by using these sales characteristics. You can look for those keywords, like I said, and you can maybe take those 300 resumes down to about 10 resumes.
Okay.
Okay. As VP of Operations and People Helping People, how could you benefit from this?
Well, I think it's obvious. I think it represents a potential improvement over what we're doing right now. So I think it would definitely help.
Okay. And getting on to now what you had discussed with me, the price.
Yes.
I know you are very interested in acquiring ADP services, but you're also interested in knowing how much of an investment you will have to put into this.
Yeah, so what does all this cost?
This actually will cost you, if I can get you the paper for you, it will cost you a one-time fee of $175.50 per pay cycle you will pay to run this.
So we run our payroll bi-weekly. You're going to
Correct.
charge me $175.50.
Per pay cycle.
Which is $4,500 annually, roughly.
Correct.
Oof. You know what? The next 3 months are going to be pretty hectic. I don't even know if we'd have time to do the conversion. Substantial.
Okay.
We are a non-for-profit.
Correct. And that is one of the things that I did want to discuss with you. I understand that you are non-for-profit, and therefore we want you to look at this as an investment. We want you to look at the return that you will get on this in the future. I know up front the price and the investment you might have to put up might be great, but we want you to look at the greater return that you will get from using our sources. And also, with that being said, this integrity test, I know you are a non-for-profit organization. One of my previous clients that I have worked with was the American Heart Association, which is similar to your company. They were very skeptical, just like you are, about implementing this new system. They're worried about whether they could find the proper funds.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they implemented our characteristics tool and also our integrity test, and they found that their turnover rate has increased by 90%,
Mm-hmm.
and also that they are having more employees that are truly there to benefit their company.
I don't know, Charlie, what do you think?
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I think our donors will continue to reject all these vendors that we're using. I think they'll continue to reject this. I'm not sure about this.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that concern a little bit that you're having? What are your donors?
I think what Charlie's saying is that, we get a certain amount of funds that come in every single year, and if we continue to buy, quote-unquote, new toys every single year, there might be some questions about whether we're allocating these funds appropriately, and so that's a legitimate concern. We talked about it, and, I get that, so
Definitely.
that's out there.
And with this being said, who is currently scanning all these resumes that you're going through for your HR process?
Well, we do that jointly. Sage really is.
Okay. And do you possibly have any other role at People's Helping People?
No.
No? What could you possibly have her be doing for your company if you were to implement this system? You could have her on hand. Do you think that this could help your company expand and grow and achieve those goals that we discussed last time?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. She's relatively new with the organization.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, here's the thing, Milan. I've been here for 3 weeks, and we're going to already implement a new system. I mean, we have a busy 3 months ahead.
No, I understand. That's legit, too. I mean, she's just completed her first learning curve with the organization and is now being settled, so now this represents another change for someone who's brand new.
Okay. One of the things that I do want to mention to you is that this fee, we can kind of waive this fee for you for a few months by offering, if you would offer us 5 referrals. So this is something to take into consideration.
So what you're saying is we refer you 5 companies, could be anything.
Correct.
You're going to, how many months?
We will waive this fee for 1 month. Therefore, you can try it out to make sure that you truly like it.
I thought you
And
said
then
a couple
you can
months.
receive back. 1 month, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What if these referrals I give you don't close?
It doesn't matter. As long as you follow through and give us the referrals, that shows us that you truly know that both of our relationships will strengthen through mutually benefiting with each other.
Yeah, I mean, we're still talking about an investment in excess of $4,300 even with the free month. It's a lot of money.
Definitely.
I don't know that we see the benefit. I just don't think I can justify that cost.
Okay. I know in our last meeting we had discussed how you had to pay recently a fine for your HR compliances that was about $7,500. Is this still correct?
Is it $7,500?
Yeah, $7,500.
$7,500.
I saw that check.
The check that you had wrote to pay this fine, do you think that possibly by alleviating some of those fines, by streamlining those HR processes to where you wouldn't have to be fined because we would offer you the updated labor law posters, you could put some of those funds towards this investment?
Potentially.
Do you think that this could possibly help alleviate that concern of, if you wouldn't have to be paying fines, you possibly could find other ways in your company to use this would possibly help you to move forward with this?
Potentially.
Okay. With this being said, I would like to give you an order form to do that free trial that we were talking about for 1 month if you were to give me 5 referrals.
So I don't know that I'm completely there yet, and I don't know about the two of you. I don't know that I'm there yet where I can give you that commitment today,
Okay.
much less refer you to someone else. So we talked about the penalties. You make a fair point there. I just feel like I need a little bit more before I can make that leap.
Okay, I totally understand with you that you would like some more time. However, what else might be hindering you from moving forward with this process?
It's really the price. I mean, listen,
The price.
we know ADP. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are number one in what you do, but it's a substantial cost for us.
Okay.
As Charlie mentioned, you know, it's a big toy, right?
Then
As Sage mentioned, you know, it represents a lot of work for her to learn the new system. So, I mean, there's a lot we got to think about here. And you raise a good point with the penalties. That's true. That check that we wrote would cover this. I get that. But what else?
Also, one of the things that you had mentioned to me was that your payroll, you wanted it to be more efficient, and then you had some issues with buddy punching. Have you gotten these issues solved?
No.
Possibly? Okay. I know that you had said that you had lost last year on an average of $11,000. Is this still correct?
I don't know that we quantified it exactly, but there's an opportunity. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And with this price, do you think that maybe combining this HR fee that you had to pay last year of $7,500 with this $11,000 would also show you that you could put those funds towards benefiting your company and looking at the greater return? That's what we want you to do. I want you to look at this as an investment and what you will get from completing and joining on with our service.
So what you're saying is this system will allow us to input the payroll
Correct.
via the time clocks to collect all the information, which would eliminate buddy punching.
Correct.
That we'll be able to process the payroll directly through you guys, where you'll file the taxes and the deposits.
Yes.
Okay, and then we had our issue with screening. I don't think you guys do anything with that, so we'll just be looking at the time clocks and the payroll. Is that correct?
No, we actually do a biometric thumb scanner, where this is the way for your new employees, the new up-to-date. It is included in the price. You would not have to pay for this. And you would enter your 4-digit code. They would put in their finger. And this is another thing that you had talked about with the automation that will increase and help cut down on some of those times that you're having to deal with that clocking in. And also this will increase efficiency. Do you see how this could also help your company?
Okay, that's the time and attendance. I was talking about the screening of new employees.
Yes, that was through our integrity test.
Oh, I see.
We
That
would
was
screen our employees through the characteristics,
Mhm.
and then the integrity test would pick through there, and we would actually do the screening for you, then send you characteristics
Okay.
of employees that we would recommend for you.
Got it. So that's all three.
Yes. So would you possibly like to move forward a little bit with this more?
I mean, 1 month trial.
I mean, I can see what we can do with the our donors. I'll talk to them.
You comfortable?
Comfortable trying it out, but it's too much work.
All right, we'll give it a try.
Okay. If you want to fill out this form for me, you can just sign at the bottom. And with this also, I do want to remind you about our customer referral reward program. Since you did give me those 5 more referrals today, we will exchange for the price. You and another have won a trip to the Bahamas where you can go and enjoy yourself.
Wait a minute.
We had talked about this in our last meeting. I
Wait a
know
minute.
you were very excited.
I just want a trip to the Bahamas?
Yes, you did.
I'll miss you guys. I'm
Wait,
going.
only-
No.
Who are you taking?
We'll get back to that later on. Don't worry about it. Okay. Thank you for that.
Thank you. So I did want to remind you about that. So I just wanted to thank you for meeting with me today, and I look forward to helping implement these into your company and you achieving your goals.
Thank you. You should have just brought the Bahamas up at the beginning. We would have been done.
Got to wait for the best part at the end.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.